Let's welcome in front office insider Jim Bowden. And Jim, the story last night in this game was Lance McCullers. And when he has that two-seamer and slider combo going, he's awfully tough to beat.
Yeah, and the curveball as well, right? But you talk about that slider, opponents hitting 123 against that pitch. They hit 182 against the curveball. He had it rolling. And when he talks about loving to pitch in that kind of environment, he loves to pitch on the road. He hasn't lost the whole year on the road. In fact, he's 7-0 with a 2.7 ERA on the road. And in his last 6 starts, it's been 8 strikeouts or more, and it was more of that last night. I mean, 7 of his last 9 starts have been 2 runs or less. What I love about McCullers is he pitches ahead. He gets the 2-strike count, and listen to this. This year, opponents hitting 134 when McCullers has 2 strikes on him. 134, and that's because he's got that 28-89 spin rate on that breaking ball, which is in the 91st percentile. But he's got the swag, he's got the hairdo, and he's got the breaking balls. And when it's on, forget about it. And the Dodgers learned about that last night.
He tweeted after the game, "This one is for H-Town." Jim, on the other side, we saw Cody Bellinger hit 1 for 4, the strikeout. Astro fans are quick to remind us that he went 4 for 28 with 17 punch-outs in the 2017 World Series. We know he's been hurt, hammy, fibula, but again, this is still a former NL MVP, but he's hitting 165 right now. If you're Andrew Friedman talking to Dave Roberts, how are you trying to manage Bellinger, and how much longer can he go here?
Well, mechanically, he screwed up. And what I would do if I was Andrew Friedman, I'd sit down with Dave Roberts, the hitting coach, and Bellinger, and say, why don't we mechanically go back to where we were in 2019? You can see here on the video, he's got a flat bat when he's starting. He gets his hands too late to the strike zone, as you can see, kind of an angle with the wrist. He doesn't get to the fastball. In fact, he's hitting 131 against fastballs this year because he doesn't get in position to hit. If you go back and look at the video in 2019 when he's swinging the bat extremely well, his bat starts straight up and down and then just drops into the hitting zone. That's how he was approaching it when he had that, quote, MVP caliber run that he had. So again, mechanically he screwed up. And look, last November he had shoulder surgery. He's going to be a father soon. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But I got to tell you, you look at him, it's clear that mechanics are the problem. And the fact he's hitting 131 against fastballs clearly tells you just can't get to it.
He is moving down the lineup and hit 7th last night against the Astros. And Jim, when we fast forward to tonight and spin it forward, we're getting Mad Max making his Hollywood debut in Dodger blue. 3-time Cy Young winner goes up against Jake Odorizzi. What are you looking out for and anticipating tonight?
I'm expecting Max to be Max, and what that means is I think the future Hall of Famer will have the adrenaline. You're going to see his best game. And look, 6 of his last 8 games have been 1 earned run or less, so I'm not expecting anything less than that. I'm expecting that he's going to go 6 innings, give up 1 or 2 runs, and walk off the field. That's what he does. He's that dominant. But there's going to be that extra adrenaline. First game as a Dodger at Dodger Stadium. Last night, the Dodgers had the biggest crowd of the year. Obviously, it was to boo the Astros, but that crowd's going to all come back tonight. They may even break the record tonight. I don't think there's any doubt that place is going to be packed. Expect Max to do Max things.
The traffic will be busy in Southern California. LA 3-1, the betting favorite at Caesars Sportsbook. All right, let's continue our segment here with Jim and call something here ready to return. A couple of players that have been injured. Jim's going to tell us the very latest. Let's start with Chris Sale.
All right, so Chris Sale is going to make his last rehab start this Saturday for the Worcester Sox. And they are projecting, according to what they're telling me, they're projecting his first start will be August 12th against Tampa Bay. If for some reason they have to push that back, then he'll make the start either on the 13th or the 14th against the Baltimore Orioles. But they really want him to make that start against Tampa Bay. As long as everything goes well, he'll be doing that on 5 days rest. They're going to give him an extra day rest to do that. I'm told that Sale is throwing extremely well. The fastball is 95 to 98 miles an hour. They feel confident that he's going to be able to go out there, go 4 or 5 innings, a start, at least to begin with. They think he can make a difference. And as they said to me, clearly he'll be their biggest acquisition at the deadline. It'll be just getting him back off the IL.
Boston holding that top wild card spot, trailing Tampa Bay by 1 game in the AL East. Jim, what about the latest with Luis Severino and Corey Kluber with the Yankees?
Yeah, so I talked to Brian Cashman, the general manager of the Yankees. Severino went on rehab yesterday to Somerset. They are really encouraged from what they've seen. They think he's going to be able to make a few starts, be ready to go. The timeline for him right now, again, this is if all goes well. Cashman said somewhere between August 21st and August 31st. So the end of the month of August, if all goes well. But I'm telling you, they're really encouraged. Fastball, breaking ball, looking really good. On the other side with Corey Kluber, he faced live hitters on Monday. Things went well. They also think that he has a chance to return by September 1st as well, but he'll probably be back after Severino is back.
And let's stay in New York. The latest on a couple of flamethrowers, Noah Syndergaard and Jacob deGrom.
You won't see any of them in August. So unlike the two Yankee pitchers, if you're going to see deGrom and Syndergaard again, it's going to be sometime in September. You know, the deGrom situation is a little puzzling because the MRI clearly shows the ligament is normal and doesn't show any bone spurs. And really, we don't know why there's so much inflammation in that elbow. But that's a real problem here. Now, I think best case scenario for them is maybe the middle of September, maybe even late September, with the hopes that if they can win that division, that he'd be ready to pitch in October. But what's difficult is they don't really know the reason why that elbow is so inflamed. So that's a problem. Noah Syndergaard so far is tracking well as of now if there's no setbacks. But again, you're not going to see him in August, I'm being told. It'll be sometime in September. So look, if the Mets are going to win this division, you know, they're going to have to do it right now without deGrom and without Syndergaard, with the hopes that perhaps if all goes well, by the end of September, if they can get in, both of them could be ready to help out at that point.
The great Jim Bowden joining us here with some quality baseball time. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Tommy Tran.
All right, let's tell you about fantasy baseball today. The Worry-O-Meter Wednesday, which includes Joe Adell's big debut and 5 trade targets. Chris Towers and Scott White taking a look at the 6 big names to see how worried you should be right now.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.